Hello my dear students. As part of this video series, we have been discussing the flip-flops. We were trying to understand the flip-flops, the function, the structure, the circuit diagram and the truth tables of various flip-flops. So before doing that, we tried to understand the difference between a sequential circuit and a combinational circuits. So as we have understood, the combinational circuit is the combination of various logic gates to perform certain function. But in this combinational circuit, the output at any instance of the time depends only on the present inputs. It does not require a memory. Whereas in the sequential circuits, the output at any given instance of the time or at the present time depends not only on the present inputs but also on the previous inputs, previous outputs and a clock. So this is called a sequential circuit, whereas the combinational circuit is simply a circuit output depends only on the present inputs. So that is the main difference between a combinational circuit and a sequential circuit. A combinational circuit does not require to remember anything about the previous inputs or the previous outputs, whereas a sequential circuit has to remember what were the inputs before or the past time and also the outputs, and also it should contain a memory. So this is the basic difference between a sequential circuit and a combinational circuit. Basically there are two elements in sequential circuits, like the basic elements in a combinational circuits are our logic gates. Similarly, the basic fundamental element in a sequential circuit is a flip-flop. But the flip-flop is also a combination of logic gates, but there is a feedback from the previous outputs and also there will be a clock. So that we have already discussed in the last video session. So this is a combinational circuit and this is a sequential circuit. It has got a combinational circuit, but it has got a clock and a memory element and got inputs and the output. So this output depends upon the present inputs and also the previous outputs and also the previous inputs and clock. So a basic element of a sequential circuit are latches and flip-flops. These are the two basic elements of a sequential circuit. Any sequential circuit can be built based on this flip-flops or latches. So there is a minute difference between a latch and a flip-flop. A sequential logic circuit must remember the past history of the inputs. It does this using basic memory elements. One is a latch and other one is the flip-flop. The latch output can change multiple times during a clock cycle. And whenever the input changes, the output will change even during the clock cycle. Whereas in the flip-flops, the output will change only when the clock transition occurs either from 0 to 1 or from 1 to 0, even if the input changes during the clock period. So flip-flop output changes only once in a clock period, either on a rising edge or a falling edge, whereas in the latches, the output will change as soon as the input changes during the clock period. So as part of that, the basic element we started understanding with the help of a SR flip-flop. So we have understood how an SR flip-flop works. It works on a principle of NOR gates. NOR gate, the functionality of the NOR gate, if any one of the inputs becomes 1, output will be 0. So in this SR flip-flop, it is a set and a reset flip-flop. Set means I am trying to set the output to 1, and when I am trying to reset makes the output 0. So setting means 1, resetting means setting the output to 0. Set and reset, like your on and off. Set makes output 1, reset makes the output 0. So this can be understood from the truth table of a NOR gate. So when R is 1, S is 0, output is 0, it is resetting. And then when R is 0, S is 1, the output is set to 1. And when both are 0, there is no change. Whatever were the previous outputs will remain as it is when R and S both are zeros. And we've also tried to understand when R is equal to 1 and S is equal to 1. So when R is equal to 1 and S is equal to 1, any one of the inputs is 1. So this also will be trying to make output 0, and this also will try the output of this NOR gate to 0. But both are not complement to each other. So this is a contradictory condition, and which will not be a useful condition. That is why we will never use this RS for 1 and 1 condition. So this is called a no use condition or a race condition. Then we try to represent this by a simple diagram, by a block, whereas it has got input S and input R, output Q and Q's complement. There is no control. So that is why it is called a latch. Why it is called a latch? Because as soon as this changes, irrespective of any other, there are no other controls involved in this. So as soon as this set to 1, this will become 1. If this is set to 0 and this is set to 1, this will be 0. So this truth table works. There is no control of any other external input. So as soon as the input changes, the output changes. So multiple times it can change. But how to control this? I can control its operation, or I can enable or disable. So that enabling and disabling can be done by using this combination. This also we discussed. So here we are implementing the SR flip-flop by using NAND gates. So the similar construction or similar built up, the circuitry is almost same, but here they are replaced by NAND gates. But the inputs are not directly fed from R and S. R and S goes through another NOR gate, NAND gate, and this NAND gate, but there will be another control input. This is called enable or a disable pin or a clock or a control one. So this will decide, this will control the operation of this SR flip-flop. So when this is 1, irrespective of this, so when we know that NAND gate, irrespective of the other input, if any one of the inputs is 0, the output becomes 1. Irrespective of other input, if any one of the inputs is 0, the output becomes 1. So if I make this 0, this becomes 1 and this becomes 1. So if this is 1 and this is 1, if this was 0, this becomes 1, and 1 1 becomes 0. So there won't be any change. So if I make this 0, this will be 1, this will be 1, and when this both are 1, if this is 0, this will be 1, and this one, it will be 0. So there won't be any change in the outputs. Even if it is 1, 1 1, 0 0 goes here, it will be 1. So no change. So when the control input is 0, irrespective of what is R and S, the output will not change. This is called enable or disable. Now when I want to operate this as an SR flip-flop, or when I want to change the outputs with the help of inputs, I have to make this 1. If I make this 0, whatever I do for S and R will not change the output. So that is how, if I make this 1, then rest of the things we have discussed. For 0 0 it will be no change condition. For 0 1 it will be reset condition. Set condition, because S is 1, and for R is equal to 1 and S is equal to 0, this is 0 and this is 1 and 1. 1 and 1 case, no use case. But can we call this as a flip-flop? No, because as long as this is 1, even during this, whenever this changes, it will change. That means if clock input is 1, if the clock is on, as long as this is on, whenever this S or R or SR both change, then the output will change. So during the on period of the clock, the output may change multiple times based on the inputs. That is why this is still a latch. I have to make a different combination for making this flip-flop as a flip-flop. So now if I use this, we know when both are same, no change. When this is 0 and this is 1, 1, and this is 1 and 0, 0. If I connect S and its same input is passed through a NOT gate, if it is passed through a NOT gate and connected to R, if S becomes 1, it automatically becomes 0. If this is 0, this becomes 1. So that is a combination I am trying to use, and I call it as a D flip-flop, data flip-flop or a delay flip-flop. So what happens here? For 0, it works. This is 1, no change. Now if I make this 1, I can make this functional, or output will change depending upon S and R. But S and R are connected to the same input but complement to each other. So this input I am calling it as D. So if D is 0, this becomes 1. So it goes into a reset condition. If this is 1, this will be 1 and this is 0. So 1, 0 is a set condition. So set condition, output Q is equal to 1. So when D is 0, R is 1, output becomes 0. So if D is 1, this 1 and this becomes 0. So this is 1. So as soon as this changes from 0 to 1, whatever is the input will go here. Look at this. If this is 1, if this is 0, it will not be sending this input to the output. But if this is 1 and 1, 0, this is 0, output will be 0. If this is 1, output will be 1. So, and here we are also avoiding the race condition. Both will not be same, because if this is 1, this will be 0. If this is 0, this will be 1. So this works as a delay. Say for example, I have applied here 1. Earlier it was 0. I have applied it 1 and this is 0. So as long as this is 0, even if I change this, that change will not influence this output. But before changing this, if I change this, after I change it to 1, this will be passed on to this. So it is also called as a transparent latch. So this is done by using a RS flip-flop. So the next version of this. So now what is the disadvantage in RS flip-flop? We have only 3 possibilities. When R is 1, S is 0. When S is 0, R is 1. And when both are 0. But when both are 1, the SR functionality becomes contradictory and it is not a useful case. That is why I will try to modify this circuit and make it useful even if both the inputs are 1s. That is done by JK flip-flop. So this is the description of the D flip-flop. So it acts as a simple memory or a latch. The previous value stored Qn has no effect unlike other flip-flops. It therefore acts as a simple memory or a latch. It will not change its output unless I change control input. So the register comprises of several D flip-flops, one for each bit to be stored. So the most widely used flip-flops simply to build and design with. So it is very simple. Then we will work with JK flip-flop. So the name JK flip-flop is termed from the inventor Jack Kilby from Texas Instruments. In formal languages, we also call it as a jump and keep to remember it, but it is named after Jack and Kilby from Texas Instruments. So one of the most useful and versatile flip-flop, because the fundamental difference between SR flip-flop and the JK flip-flop is that SR flip-flop has got only 3 states. It can operate for 0 1, 1 0 and 1 1. Sorry, 0 0, but JK flip-flop will operate for all the combinations input 0 0, 0 1, 1 0, 1 1. So the fundamental difference of this device is the feedback paths to the NAND gates of the input. Q is NAND with K and CP and Q with J and CP clock pulse. If that can be seen from here. So you can look at this. So please see the difference between SR flip-flop and a JK flip-flop. Here the third input was not there. So if you remove this third input to this, it becomes SR flip-flop. Look at this. This was not there. This was not there. If you look at the JK SR flip-flop, if you look at this SR flip-flop, the feedback is only for this NAND gate and this NAND gate. Now, if I take a Q complement and connect it here, and a Q of this connected here, that becomes SR flip-flop. So please remember what is the difference between a JK flip-flop and SR flip-flop. SR flip-flop has got a feedback to only 2 NAND gates, not to the control one. But here JK flip-flop, the feedback is also here. From here to feedback is also here. So that is the difference between the SR and JK flip-flop. So now we will try to understand this by one. So let us remove all this and then let us try to understand. Say when this is 0, we know any one of the inputs of an AND gate is 0, naturally the output of that NOT gate becomes 1. And this also becomes 1. Naturally, this becomes 1. So this is 1 and this is 1. We know when this is a SR flip-flop. So when clock is, when the clock is 0, and the clock is 0, irrespective of what was this and what was this and all that, this becomes 1 and 1. When this is 1 and 1, if this was 1, this will be 0, this is 0, this is 1. So no change. Here there won't be any change. Or we call it as no change condition. So if this Q was 0, this next state also will be 0. Find out the, try to understand the difference between these two. It is Qn and Qn plus 1. So Qn is the present state and this is the next state. So what I'm assuming here, it is 1. So this is 1. So this 1, 1, 1, 0, 0. So it is 1. So it will remain same. Now if I assume that this is 0, if this is 0, this is 1, and this 1 is fed back here. Now this 1, 1 will not change this 0. This will be remaining as it is 0. This 0 comes here, 0, 1, 1. So no change. So when the clock is 0, the output will remain as it is, as it was earlier. So that is Qn is equal to Qn plus 1. So Qn plus 1, the next state is equal to the present state. Now we know that. Now when I make this, so when I, as long as this is 0, these both are 1, 1, and we know that no change condition. So I have written it differently. Now I make it 1. So this will not, this 1, it has no influence on these two outputs. It has no influence on these outputs. Others can change it. Now this is 1. Now both are, I am making it as 0. I am making this is 0 and this is also 0. When both are 0, again I understand that this is 1, this is 1. So again 1, 1 condition for a SR flip-flop is no change. So if this is 0, it will remain 0. If this is 1, it will remain 1. Please observe carefully. When J and K both are 0 and this is 1. So if this is 1, it will not influence the output. Other two inputs will influence. But J and K both I am making 0, 0. So when both are 0, 0, the inputs here 1 and 1. If this is 1 and 1, then this is 1 and 1. So this feedback will decide the outputs. So if this is 0, this is 1. If this is 1, 1, 1, 0, so 1, 0. So it will remain change. Remain same. So that is for clock 1 and JK both 0 0. So this is no change condition. Okay, now when this is 1, now this is 0, this is 1. This is 0, this is 1. Now I am making this 0. When this is 0, irrespective of this will be 1. This will be 1. Okay, now this is 1, this is 1. I don't know this and this. I don't know this and this. Now I will assume that this is 0. So this 0 will go here. Okay, and this 1 will go here. So when J and K, J is 0 and K is 1, when J is 0, K is 1, this output of this NAND gate will be 1 and 1 irrespective of these three. But here this is 1, this is 1. So output of this will depend upon this. But this input is fed from here. So if this is 0, this 0 is fed here, and this is 1, 1 is fed here. So this will be 1 and this again will be 1. So 1 and this is 0, 1 and 1, 1, 0. So this is again 0. Output is 0. By chance if I want, if it was 1, so I'll change it to 1 and this is 0. Now this 0 will go here and this win 1 goes here. So this is 1, this is 1, this is 1. This becomes 0 and this is 0, this is 0, this is 1. So it becomes 1. Now this is 1 and this is 0. Now if this is 1, this will be 1 here. So 1 1 1 0, this becomes 1. Now this 1 will go here. So 1 1, it becomes 0. So even if it was 0, the next output will be 0. Even if this is 1, the next output will be 0. So this is a reset condition. Reset condition. So J and K. So output, whatever may be the previous input, whatever may be the previous output, the next state or the next state output will be set to 0. So this is the reset condition. Now what I am trying to do now, J is 1 and K is 0. So I'll make this 0. When I make this 0 and J is 1 and K is 0. So this is 1. J is 1, K is 0 and the previous output I consider it as 0. So this 0 will go here and this 1 will go here. So this one, this one, this one, all are ones, so it will become 0. Now this is 0, this is 0, this is 1, this becomes 1. Now this was 0, so this 0 will also come here and this one will go here. Now because of this 0 and 1, this is Q what we have assumed, Qn is 0. So Qn is 0. So this is 0. This is 1. So this makes 1, and this 1, because of this 0, this will be automatically pushed to 1, and this 1 will come here and becomes this 0. Look at this once again. If j and k, j is 1, k is 0, j is 1, k is 0, and the previous output was 0. So this 0, this was 0, this was 0, this is 1. So this 1 will go here, this 0 will go here. So this is 1, and this 1, 1, 1, 0. Now this was 0, but because of this 0, this will become 1, because one of the inputs, if one of the inputs is 0, it will be 1. This 1 will be going here, so 1, 1, this becomes 0. So when j and k, j is 1, k is 0, the previous output was 0, the next output will be 1. Okay, now if this was 0, if this is 1 now, if this is 1 and this is 0, this there is no change between 0 and 1, because this, look at this 0 will go here now, because this was, now this 0 will make this 1. So this 0 will make this 1, and this 0 will make this 1, and this 1 will be 1, but still k is 0, this will be 1, and this is 0, this will be 1. Now this is at 1, 1, so this will be 0, and this is 0, this is 1. So even if this was 1, even if this is 1, the output will remain 1, because this 0 is going here, this is 1, this 1 is going here, still this is 0, that is why this is 1, but this 1, 1, 1, this is 0, 0 goes here, 0, 1, 1. So that is JK flip-flop. And then the important thing we need to understand here is about both are 1 and 1. So when this is 0, now I'll make this one I'll make both 1 and 1. Now this is 1, this is 1. I made this, previously it was 0. This is 0. This is 1. So this 0 will go here. 0 will go here. This one will go here. So what I'm trying to say, J is 1, K is 1, clock is 1. So when this is 1, this is 1, this is 1, this is 1, the third input will decide what is the output. Now I'm assuming that this was 0, Qn was 0. So this 0 will go here, this becomes 1. This 1 will go here, this becomes 0. And this is 0. Right? Now, as soon as this becomes 0, this becomes 1. This 1, 1, 1 will make this 0. So always remember, as soon as the NAND gate input, one of the inputs is becoming 0, the output will become 1. So this was 0, now it has become 1. Now if I say this is 1, this is 1, so I made it 1. This 1 will go here. And this 0 will go here. Now as soon as this is 0, this becomes 1. Right? This is now 1, 1, 1. This is becoming 0. As soon as this becomes 0, whatever may be the other input, this will be pushed to 1. And when this is 1, this will be 1. So 1, 1, it makes 0. So output will be 0. So what is the difference between, a main difference between a JK flip-flop and SR flip-flop is that when these three conditions are almost same for SR flip-flop. These conditions, whatever we have, if you look at the truth table, it will be same. Only the third condition we've added here is that when C clock is 1, J is 1 and K is 1. Under this condition, when both are 1 and 1, if the previous output was 0, the next state will be 1. If the previous output is 1, the next state will be 0. You can always, so as long as this is 1 and 1 and this is 1, if this 0 becomes here, this becomes 1 and this 0 makes it 1, and if this was 0, this is fed to here, this is 1 and this 0 is also fed to here. So it toggles. It is called a toggle. J is 1, K is 1, this is 1, this is 0, this is 1. So this 1 goes here, 1, 1, 1. This is 0. As soon as this is 0, this will become 1. When this is 1, this becomes 0. Now if it is 1 and this is 0, this 0 will go here, this is 1, this 0 will go here, sorry, this 1 goes here, this becomes 0, this 0 goes here, this becomes 1. So when this is 1, this is 0, this becomes 1. If this is 1, if this is 1, this is 0. If this is 1, this is 0. Once again try to understand. This is 1, this is 0. Now this 0 will go here, this becomes 1. And this 1 will go here, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. This is 0. As soon as this is 0, this will be 1 again. And this 1, 1 will go here, 0. So it will keep on toggling between 0 and 1 as long as the clock and J and K both are 1, 1, 1. So that is the clock or the JK flip-flop. So this is also again called race condition, because if the delays are not matching, if the clock remains 1 for a longer time, if a clock remains 1 for a longer time, then this will go on toggling. That, say for example, the delay of this, if the delay of these logic gates is less than the clock on time, that is one time, then it will get a time to get a feedback and also change. But before these outputs change, if the clock also changes, then there will be a no change condition. So that is how you can try to understand if the during this period, during this on period, your output will keep on because it is getting sufficient time but it will remain same if it is like this. But again here it will keep on changing. So here also it will change. So this can be avoided using a master slave JK flip-flop. That is not part of our discussion, but I will release another video on the master slave flip-flop also to clearly understand how to avoid this race condition. So this is again still I can call it as a latch, but I will make this edge triggered. I will make this edge triggered by using another flip-flop, JK flip-flop, and connecting them together with one clock and other clock is inverted one. So I'll connect another JK flip-flop here and this clock will be same, but the clock of the next JK flip-flop will be inverted from this. So when this changes, the other one is, if this is 1, the other one is 0. So no change will occur output. But when this changes to 0 and that will be 1 and that time only it will change. So during the transition only it will change. So that we will discuss later. But this is what we've tried to understand the fundamental difference between a combinational circuit and a sequential circuit. As part of the sequential circuits, we try to understand the latch and a flip-flop because they are the two fundamental elements in a sequential circuit. Then we have done SR flip-flop and then a D flip-flop. In SR flip-flop, there are only 3 conditions are applicable for R and S. R is 1, S is 0, like that. R is 1, S is 1. So R is 0, S is 1, S is 1, R is 0, R is 1, S is 0 and both are 0, 0. But both are 1, 1. The SR flip-flop ceases to be useful. Now to avoid that, we have added 2 more combinations, 2 more feedbacks here and that made JK flip-flop. In a JK flip-flop, when both the inputs J and K are 0, 0, the output will remain same. So Qn plus 1 will be Qn. Then for J is equal to 1 and K is equal to 0, when J is equal to 1, K is equal to 0, the output will be 1. When K is equal to 1 and J is equal to 0, the output will be in a reset condition. But the additional condition we got in JK flip-flop is this, That is, when J and K both are ones, the output keep on toggling. If before toggling, if clock pulse changes, it will remain same. But if the clock pulse has got a long duration, during that, as long as the clock is on, the output will remain toggling. So that is why this toggling, the race around condition, can be avoided by adding another JK flip-flop to this, that is called a master slave flip-flop. So in the next video we will discuss the JK master slave flip-flop and also a T flip-flop, and also try to see one of the applications of this JK flip-flop as an academic interest, but as far as our scope of the syllabus is concerned, this is enough. So thank you.